on Fargo CW.
Ooh, baby, it's cold outside. The sub-zero cold and wind chills combined made this a good Christmas to stay inside with the family and friends if possible. But for those forced to brave this extreme cold weather, it's important to remember a few cold weather travel tips. Be sure to pack an emergency travel kit with some essentials like food, blankets, and a change of clothes. They can all come in handy if you're stranded. Also, if that does happen, authorities recommend you stay with your car. And if you have to get out of your car, make sure you limit your exposed skin when that happens. And now let's get a look at just how long this bitter cold is going to stay with us. Eric Whitehill is joining us now with our forecast for this Christmas evening. Hi, Eric.
Hi, Christine. It is absolutely cold outside right now. Let's take a look at the current conditions on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Skycam. 14 below zero in Fargo under clear skies. A little bit warmer in Moorhead where it's only 11 below zero. However, those winds out there out of the west are making it feel like it's about 28 below zero. Very cold even in the metro area. Taking a look at some other temperatures around the region, 13 below Forest and Langdon and Cavalier. And then on the Minnesota side, wow, 19 below already at this hour in Thief River Falls and 20 below in Baudette, 18 below already in Bemidji. And you combine that with these winds, looking at these winds out of the west-northwest, gusting up to 25 miles an hour in Valley City. That is creating some downright dangerous wind chills, with wind chills in the upper 30s to almost 40 below zero in places like up towards Langdon and Devil's Lake, where you're only at 39 below zero. And because of that, the National Weather Service has issued a wind chill warning in effect for the entire area shaded in pink. Basically covers almost all of northern Minnesota and almost all of North Dakota and South Dakota. That's in effect until noon tomorrow. Take a look at your hour-by-hour forecast as we go through the overnight hours. What can I say, folks? It's going to be downright cold. So if you do have to go out anywhere tonight, make sure you have that winter survival kit handy, because 19 below zero, no one wants to be stuck in that. Tomorrow morning, wow, still 19 to 20 below zero for a good portion of the region. And then by noon, it warms up, but not a lot. Still 7 below by tomorrow morning in Fargo. A little bit colder still in places like Baudette, where we'll be struggling to get out of the teens below zero tomorrow into tomorrow afternoon. By tomorrow night, again, temperatures, they start to drop again into those 10s to 20s below zero by tomorrow night. Taking a look at your hometown planner, afternoon highs in those teens to teens below zero. Single digits below zero won't feel so bad here in Fargo, but we do have a little bit of a warm-up coming up. Take a look at this wonderful Christmas sundog from near Thompson, North Dakota. Shannon, thank you so much for sending this in. I'm going to use this for the background of our 7-day planner. On Wednesday, we do have a warm-up. 1 degree above zero, I'll take that. And then on Thursday, we have a little Alberta Clipper system moving through that is going to warm our temperatures up a little bit, bring us a chance for some snow. But unfortunately, it's also going to reinforce some of this cold air, because on Friday, look at that high of 9 below. That's actually going to happen probably close to midnight. And then our temperatures are going to drop throughout the day on Friday. And then on Saturday into Sunday, absolutely cold temperatures, with temperatures at the highs, Christine, in the teens below zero. And again, this is Fargo. We're not talking outstate North Dakota and Minnesota yet. Some of those temperatures downright cold, and I don't know what you say at about 30 below zero, because that is that's dangerously cold.
Yes, it is. And that just makes my skin crawl just looking at those temperatures. But you don't want to say anything too early is what we've been talking about.
No, absolutely. You know, the models are showing us one thing, but, you know, we're still 6 days out. I have a hard time, putting full faith in those. So we are moderating the temperatures a little bit, but no matter what, it is going to be very cold. So if you do travel, tonight into tomorrow, and again later on this week, first thing, make sure you have that Valley News Live weather app. Secondly, make sure you have that winter survival kit.
Absolutely. Great tips. Thank you, Eric. Now, the Becker County Sheriff's Office is reminding everyone to use caution on area lakes. This is after 3 people luckily escaped from their vehicle that crashed through the ice. It all happened on Little Detroit Lake around 6:30 on Sunday night. Deputies say the SUV was traveling over an area that had already been driven over when it went through the ice into the water that was about 11 feet deep. Now, the 3 people inside were able to escape by breaking the driver's side window. Authorities say this is a good reminder of how quickly those conditions can change on the ice. And we're taking a live look at one of the most iconic symbols of Christmas here in America. It's the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree in New York City. Looks like they aren't dealing with those same harsh temperatures that we've got here. Nevertheless, plenty have made it out for a Christmas night skating session for a storybook ending to a day with family. And while many others search for that perfect recipe or the best deal to make their holidays bright, then on the way to see their relatives, your tire goes flat. Or if you got guests over, maybe your sewer system backs up. And in those cases, maybe Santa isn't the heavyweight hero that you need. Tonight, Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall introduces us to some of the holidays' unsung heroes. Take a look.
A lot of people have the holidays off, but if you work today, you're probably busy, very busy, making sure everyone else's holiday plans go smoothly.
There was a couple here and there around 8 o'clock, and then once 10 o'clock happened, I had a jump start call, and then another one, and I've been going nonstop until now.
Dead batteries, flat tires, and drivers locking their keys inside their cars are the top calls for emergency roadside assistance. But tow truck operators aren't the only ones receiving distress calls around the holidays.
Usually the people that are calling us are in a bit of an urgency. Our number one call revolves around usually the sewer system. Usually there's a whole bunch of guests at a party or a lot of fancy cooking going on, and a lot of systems just get abused, whether it's the toilets or the laundry system or the kitchen sink.
Not only are these emergency operators taking time away from their families to help others, sometimes they're doing it in dangerous conditions.
A lot of times you're pretty close to the side of the road. If people aren't paying attention or it's icy, they can slide into you.
But if you think working over the holiday affects their spirits, think again.
It does feel good when you help somebody with a problem that, get them on their way. Part of me wants to be at home, and part of me kind of likes helping.
It makes us feel real good, because we live amongst a lot of our customers.
In Fargo, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
AAA anticipates about 1 million drivers across the country will need help this holiday season. A white nationalist shrine to Justine Damond, the Australian woman who was shot and killed by a Minneapolis police officer, is being condemned by the Minneapolis mayor. The white nationalist group Identify Evropa say they put the memorial up on Friday in front of the Twin Cities police headquarters. A spokesperson for the police department says an officer cleared that memorial and removed the picture of Damond. Officer Mohammed Noor shot Damond after she called to report a sexual assault back in July. Minneapolis Mayor-elect Jacob Frey said, quote, "Identity Evropa and those who share their values have no place in our city. Hate has no place in Minneapolis, period." The white nationalist group that put the memorial also helped organize the deadly white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, back in August. Damond's death remains under investigation by the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. And of course, remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. That way you can follow the latest news like that story you just heard. Breaking news, whether any updates that you need anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. Figure skating couldn't be a better hobby for an 11-year-old Minnesota girl who has viral asthma. But every once in a while, her condition lands her back at the hospital. It wasn't after her first day she realized she could help those she left behind. This is Julia's story.
Figure skating couldn't be a better hobby for Julia.
The cold helps with my lungs.
Julia has viral asthma.
It's a lung condition where at some points it's hard to breathe.
So the cooler skating rinks are actually comfortable.
It allows me to breathe better.
Not to mention, she's pretty good at it.
It was my first competition and I took third.
Julia spends most of her time working on her future Olympic career, but every once in a while, her asthma lands her back here at Children's Minnesota. And it was after one of those hospital visits where Julia left with more than just a clean bill of health.
I felt bad for the kids when I left that didn't get to. So when I was 7, I started fundraising for them.
So every year, Julia hosts a fundraiser, then picks a different part of the hospital for the donations.
Pet therapy, so people can have pets come into their rooms. Child life services, cancer patients.
And this year, the money went to a children's favorite, Star Studio.
For this year, for Star Studio, I raised $10,519.32.
It's the TV channel just for Children's Minnesota, broadcast right from the hospital.
You're how old?
11.
11. So you raised like 1,000 for every year you're like been alive. 11 years old, raised some serious cash. Unbelievable. Oh my gosh.
That is just absolutely amazing. Good work, Julia. Next year, Julia plans to donate her money to help build a new ambulance. Amazing. Now, the Bison are headed back to Frisco, Texas for the national championship, and Valley News Live will be once again there right with them. We've got full team coverage starting January 3rd with the Valley News Live sports team and the whole Bison football pregame crew, bringing us live coverage from Frisco, Texas. We'll also have live coverage of the Proceed Pre-Pep Fest Friday night starting at 7 p.m., leading us all the way up to game day on January 6th for the Farmers Union Insurance Bison football pregame show. It's going to start at 9:30 in the morning, taking you all the way up to the 11 a.m. kickoff between the NDSU Bison and James Madison at Toyota Stadium for the FCS Championship.